Hello and thank you for coming to today's video. Today we're going to be reviewing the third person mode. What is the third person mode? The third person mode is the normal Apex Legends that we all know and love, just in a third person perspective, mostly, asterisks, but we'll get back to that later. So let's get into the good of the mode. What was good with the mode? And this is a longer list. I quite like this mode. So it adds a new dynamic to the game, which is fantastic. It genuinely feels like you're playing like a knockoff version of PUBG, but a better version of PUBG because this game's finished. Oi oi oi! The game, I feel, is it is good because it gives you a different perspective of how you usually play. Obviously, you usually play in first person. It's nice to actually play third person and see what the game would look like if Respawn had went that way with the game. And I think it's a very fun change in the mode. Definitely quite an inspired change. Definitely a good change. Obviously, I prefer the first person mode, of course, because it's a first person shooter. But the third person is just a nice twist, and I think it's a really positive game mode upon the game mode. I find with it's easier to line up shots on some weapons. Some not so much, but we'll get around to that. So guns like the Alternator, the RE45, sometimes the Flatline, Spitfire, guns like that are really easy to aim for. Anything which has a naturally tight hipfire spread, it's such that those guns were top tier in this game mode. So guns that usually don't get used that often, like the RE45, like the Alternator again, really good. Also, the Wingman was actually a lot easier to use on this game mode. I felt just pinging people off like they weren't even there to begin with. Fantastic. I love it. You also get a wilder field of view as well. Wider, not wilder, should I say? I can't get my words out. Wider field of view. So with that, you just get a very slightly wider field of view, and you're going to see that little bit more what's going on around you. Relatively came out with no bugs. Obviously, changing from first person to third person, you'd expect it to be a bit buggy or a bit glitchy, but it's not. It's pretty much the same gameplay, and it's very insightful to actually have this game mode in the mode. And I think it's a really positive, game mode that they put into this. I think it's going to be one of the better ones that they put out, but there's plenty of time yet for the new game modes to come out, so we'll see how that goes. So this leads us into the section of what was bad about it. So when we say bad, we don't necessarily mean awful or bad. Well, yeah, bad, but we don't mean like game breaking. Some guns were a bit useless. For example, my first time I played the mode, I had an R301. We tried using that, and it didn't go to plan. That is in the yesterday's video. So I did find what guns to use, obviously later on, but some guns were useless, like R301. Like guns such as sniper rifles. If you didn't have a scope on them, they were really hard to use, especially the G7 and like medium range, which is where it excels at. It was a bit of a struggle. You know, guns like that. I felt as if sniping with no scopes is difficult as well. If you didn't find a 6x or 4-8, you were struggling, I felt, and that was a shame. But you know, it is a third person mode, it is to be expected. Ranged engagements in general were harder, so if you had that medium or long range which you'd like to pick up with an Anvil, R301 or Flatline, they would be a bit harder than what you would find usually. I found that using thermal sights on guns was jarring as well. So on guns like, what do you call it? The Prowler. Guns like the Prowler, they were very hard to use with that attachment on it. Not because it was harder to aim, I just found it quite jarring going from third to first, like against my will. Like I was used to aiming and it just being third person, and I had a scope on, but obviously that's different. To aim and then all of a sudden be first person, I did find that quite jarring when I wasn't expecting it, even though I should have been expecting it, but like I say, it wasn't in my muscle memory at the time. And Gibraltar's gun shield was a little bit problematic for me at times, especially if you're using like a 3x sight, because the gun shield would come up and it would actually obstruct your vision of the target, which was no good for me. So that could have been perked out, but I'm not really a Gibraltar main anyway, so that's fine. I can't understand why it would affect some Gibraltars though. My opinions on the piece, so things that are neither good nor bad, but things that you may interpret as an opinion. You can corner peek for free. So you can literally hide at a corner of a wall on the left side, and you can look to what's to the right of you without essentially being seen. You know, you're doing it for free, you're not risking yourself, you're not putting yourself out there to be popped at, which I do feel is a thing. Some people will like that, some people won't like that, but that's part of what you expect when you're playing a third person mode. How would you counter this? I would say it would be fairer if you could do it from the left side of walls as well, because ultimately people are going to be at a disadvantage in certain engagements during that. But, you know, that's one of those things that maybe if they're going to bring the mode back would be an idea for next time, being able to switch like to left to right, because you're always based on the right side of the character instead of the left. Another opinion I have is that Mirage walks funny when he's aiming down sights with a gun. Yeah, I mean, you should have tried that. That was interesting. But yeah, maybe it should be a fully PUBG version of the person, and by that I mean like you can aim first person if you want, you can be third person if you want. So like to integrate them both, where you can be third person if you want to be in third person when you want to be as well, and you know, like Metal Gear Solid kind of stuff as well. I do feel as if that would be an improvement on the mode, but some people like it the way it is, some people don't like PUBG. Me personally never really played that much of PUBG, but I think that would be an idea to try next time round. Can't do any harm. I mean, it's limited time game mode, so it's certainly quite good. And it's time to get to my verdict on that point. So, what do I think of this game mode, huh? I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Yep, that's right, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Don't quite think it's as good as the Winter Express, just purely because I don't know, I just feel as if I enjoyed the Winter Express slightly more. But that being said, this is definitely one of the better game modes that have come out for the limited time game modes and the seasonal events and all that stuff. Fantastic game mode. It's one of the better modes I've seen, like I said. It needs polishing. For example, I think the third, like being able to decide which side of the character you want to look at would be better. The gun shield, little things like that. I do think it just needed that little bit more polishing to be a 9 or a 10. But it's got a massive potential, like I say, with those changes, if there was made. If those changes were made, I think it could easily be a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I honestly really do. I think it's that good of a mode, and I think it's going to be that easily tweakable. Well, I'm not a developer, but I think it's just those little things that they need to do, and I think it's going to be such a good game mode. And the gameplay in it is absolutely amazing as well. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing this game mode. It wasn't like the Live Die Live where I was a bit like, meh, what's different? And it wasn't like the Golden Guns game mode where I was a bit like, this is fun, but there's no point of having a gold gun when everyone else has got a gold gun, because then there's no value to it. Like, I really did enjoy this game mode, and 8 out of 10 is a very high score for me to give for this game mode, and I think that's fair. But do you agree with me is the question. If you do, hit that like button. Well, just hit that like button anyway, even if you don't, helps the channel grow. If you didn't, comment, let me know why. What did you disagree with? What do you think I got wrong? And we'll discuss it in the comments below. But if you enjoy the video, guys, like I say, hit like, hit subscribe while you're down there as well, helps me out massively, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.